Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another online discussion debate organized by the Warsaw Institute Foundation. Today, we will touch a very interesting topic of the Slovenia's role in the Three Seas initiative. My pleasure to introduce my today's interesting guests, Ms. Nina Czepon, Executive Director, Center for European Perspective. Good evening.
Good evening.
And yes, thank you very much. And my pleasure to introduce Ambassador Tamas Kunstel, Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia. Good evening, Mr. Kunstel.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining today. We will start with giving to our viewers some kind of overview. What is the Slovenian policy and perspective for the region of Three Seas initiative? And for this topic, I would like to give the floor to Ambassador Kunstel just to bring this area a little closer to our observers and followers. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, again. When we speak about Three Seas initiative, it has to be clear that Slovenia has been among the founding fathers of, and this is why our former President Pahor, together with his Croatian counterpart and Polish counterpart, actually ignited the whole process. And this was also the reason that Slovenia was among the first countries which hosted summit in Slovenia. Summit has been hosted in 2019, and this is just to confirm that Slovenia sees the importance, the value of the whole region very high. Why? Because all participating states in Three Seas initiative are so-called new members of the European Union, except Austria and Greece. And Greece actually has joined Three Seas initiative last year. So when we speak about the whole region, it is a fact that in regards to infrastructure, in regards to connectivity, infrastructural connections between countries, is evident that these countries have been much better connected in the axis east-west than to south-north. So to be better integrated into the European Union, it's a kind of a precondition to be, first of all, better interconnected among themselves. So this was one of the very important facts. Second thing is that Slovenian foreign policy, of course, beside relation to neighboring countries, beside human rights, beside multilateral organizations like our participation in the Security Council, which currently goes on. The most important thing is for us, of course, Western Balkans. So with this fact, we do not actually put under question mark the kind of a fast track of Ukraine and Moldova in regards to the cooperation with Three Seas initiative. But on the other side, we see the great importance of possibility of Western Balkan countries to come closer to the Three Seas initiative, to cooperate in different projects in regards to infrastructure, to be eligible sooner or later to use funds from investment funds and also from innovation fund, which is going to function in the close future. So if I would like to underline one important fact is that if we want to have the whole region from the Baltic to the Black Sea and Adriatic properly integrated, it's evident that without Western Balkan countries, we cannot imagine that. And You know very well that Western Balkan countries are now in the process of EU enlargement. Uh, Nobody knows how quick the whole process will end, but the most important is that it starts, and it has started already for some countries. And Three Seas initiative is one of the vehicles of the whole process, especially in regards to infrastructure, because infrastructure is a precondition for better economic exchange, and better economic exchange and well-being is a precondition for security and safety of the whole region and the whole continent. Especially when we look backwards to the history, we know very well that a couple of world wars have unfortunately started also because of instability on the Western Balkans. So, to wrap up, we believe that this initiative is very important in the sense of infrastructure in different areas, highways, railways, airports, ports, in regards to energy infrastructure and digital IT technologies. And first of all, in regards to digital, we have to care about cybersecurity, which is under enormous pressure in very last month. So this is, in a couple of words, our global approach towards the three seas and towards the closest region, which we know very well, and we try to help as much as we can.
Thank you very much. I'd like to underline what Ambassador just mentioned. We have a lot of benefits like connectivity, we have infrastructure, we need to focus on cybersecurity as well. And in general, this Free Seas initiative aims to speed up, to accelerate our economies and connect us better. If I could just follow up on what Mr. Kunstel just said, I would like also to ask you to bring closer to our audience what are the main priorities now of the foreign policy of Slovenia for the next years. What's the Slovenian focus on when it comes to foreign affairs for current year and for the next upcoming years?
For this year, membership in the Security Council, of course, is priority number one. Then global security. If you have followed Slovenian efforts in last year, you know very well that our main focus has been on the peace process in Ukraine, and of course, unfortunately, also peace process in Middle East. So these are for sure our first priorities, because having wars that prohibits any kind of serious development and prosperity for all. But beside that, we are very strongly focused also on green transition. You know very well that also during Slovenian presidency of the European Union, EU has adopted a number of projects, including this green transition. You know very well that this whole process depends a lot on different natural resources. We know a number of obstacles we face, but without strong dedication to go through this process and to follow as much as we can the agenda, which has been quite ambitiously settled, we have to continue with all these efforts to make our life sustainable. So sustainability in the sense of green transition, in the sense of clean water, which has been included also into Slovenian constitution, which is a kind of rare solutions in the world, but very important. So if we want to keep the planet for all, then we have to take care about the green transition, about clean water, and of course about peace. Beside that, we have a number of, let's say, projects going on with Slovenian institutions in regards to Africa, in regards to Arab and Asian partners. But priorities, which I mentioned before, are the most important for the time being.
Thank you very much. Before I give the floor to Ms. Chepon, I would like to ask about this constitution. If you could just mention once more, so you have green transition inserted in your constitution, or just some kind of policies?
No. Water has been inserted into the constitution, which means that one of the important, let's say, rights is a right for clean water.
Thank you very much. That's very interesting. Probably we have never met with such constitutional legal description before, but it's very interesting to hear that. Now I'd like to give the floor to Ms. Chepon just to complement the Slovenian regional cooperation activity from perspective of Center for European Perspective, and of course to introduce later some of the center's recent activities and mission.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening to everyone from my side as well. I think that what the ambassador was describing as the main priority fits perfectly into our field of work. So CEP was funded back in 2004 when Slovenia joined the European Union and NATO. And we felt that we learned in the process quite a lot and that this should be shared with our neighboring countries mainly. So we started with different capacity building programs for the Western Balkan countries, mainly for the public institutions in different fields, in rule of law, in public administration reforms, all aiming at creating the stability that Ambassador was mentioning and supporting the countries on their way towards the EU and NATO. So we fully understood that the priority of our government is also to give a hand and assistance to the countries that are going towards the European Union. We do that together with our Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs, with great cooperation with the embassies in the countries. And that's still a very important part of our work from the beginning. So that is done through the official development assistance. And these are rather small-scale projects, but really targeted, and we want to say that they have big impact on the ground. Another platform that we developed and we believe that serves really as a good foreign policy instrument and supports our foreign policy is the Bled Strategic Forum. So we are one of the co-organizers with their ministry. We developed it as a platform for the inclusive dialogue where we encourage different stakeholders to listen to each other and to discuss about all the global challenges. This year we hosted the 19th edition, so we have anniversary, the 20th coming next year. And it proved as a really good instrument for discussion, not only at the international conference that happens every end of summer at Bled, but also throughout the year for different discussions. Last year we hosted discussion with Palestinian institutions, discussing how the way towards peace could be paved. Trying to offer a soft policy instrument, let's say. Another important pillar in our engagement is in the field that is mostly related to 3Cs, is the digital transformation in the region or support to the countries in the Central and Eastern Europe. We try to foster the policy debates in the field of different aspects of the digital transformations in this country, let it be as a relation to the strategic partnership for a secure and digital Europe, or for improving Europe's competitiveness in the current globe and challenges that we're facing, and all the changes that are coming also from the European Union institutions. So we prepare different policy papers and discussions, and all the papers are available on our website as well. Maybe last but not least, not to mention really all the activities, but some that I really see as also quite important are the related to the peace and security. So, as Ambassador was mentioning, that we are sitting currently in the Security Council and try to contribute to this current challenges in the world. We work quite a lot on preparing experts before they're working in the international field, let it be in the EU missions or UN missions, working on gender equality and mainstreaming. I think that this is one of the priorities that has been quite emphasized by our minister. Protection of civilians, climate security nexus. So some cross-cutting topics that we try to streamline in mostly all of our activities. Maybe that for the beginning. If you have any further question, I would be happy to answer. But maybe it's a bit diverse and too complex to present it in a short manner. But maybe just touching upon the topics that the ambassador was mentioning.
Thank you very much. Maybe just one follow-up question about one area you've mentioned, which is digital transformation. This is a area very important for the countries of Central and Eastern Europe, where it's related to economies, to services, to public administration. So if you could just give us a little bit more of overview of your activity in this area, because this is one of the, let's say, quickest developing topics among the states in our region.
Yeah, we try to bring together different stakeholders that have maybe also different opinions, sometimes contradictory. But we try to discuss and focus on all aspects of emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, open markets. There have been two really important reports recently produced by Draghi and Leta. So we try to discuss with different stakeholders of how this can be then implemented and realized now, especially with new commission formed. So we look for partners that have maybe sometimes different positions and try to foster the discussion to come maybe to a common proposals and solutions for policymakers. So we do that through publications and events. This year we published 2 publications. They're available on our website, and we're planning to have another one at the end of the year. And along with launch, we have also then public discussions in different capitals. We had one in Warsaw and Brussels, and we always try to attract the experts from those countries. So, welcome to join us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for presenting your point of view on that. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for giving us this interesting overview of Slovenian foreign policy towards the region, but not only, for transition, for Security Council, for Western Balkans. Thank you for bringing this closer to our observers. And from this point, if you don't have any more comments to the previous questions, I would like to thank you very much for joining us today and sharing your views with our observers. I'm happy to host you today to hear more about Slovenia and bring it closer to everyone. And I hope to have some more discussions in future, as well as the situation in our region of the Three Seas is still evolving. I hope we will be developing and have more topics to discuss in the future. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a nice